Welcome back to the OHIO podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs, aka the Podfather, and we're thankful you decided to join us this evening for our Sunday evening discussion roundtable show here at OHIO podcast. We are the official Ohio State podcast of Fansided and Scarlet and Game. Head over to scarletandgame.com where you can download and listen to all of our podcasts. You can also download us wherever you listen to your podcasts at. Please consider giving us a 5-star review if you don't mind. Our podcast numbers have been fantastic as of late. They have almost tripled in number, and I know it's because a lot of you have decided to give us those 5 stars, and we really do appreciate each and every single one of you who have done so. We are also the official Ohio State podcast of the College Huddle. Head on over to the College Huddle where you can find us and 85 other of our closest friends from coast to coast who are covering their teams as well. That as like we cover the Buckeyes. They cover their schools and teams just like we do, and we have a little time with those guys over there. Tonight's show is brought to you by Place at Home Senior Care. Is your loved one recovering from a recent hospitalization, stroke, or fall, or living with dementia and needing support at home? A Place at Home Dublin provides home care supportive services like bathing, dressing, mobility assistance, and medication reminders, all in the comfort of home. Learn more at aplaceathome.com/Dublin or call 740-472-8181. All right, guys, we are thankful to be joined this evening by Justin from the 3-3 Sports Show up there in good old Youngstown, Ohio. That's some of Chris's old stomping grounds up there in Northeast Ohio, over there next to Pennsylvania. And of course, Chris is joining us this evening in the chat. Good to see all of you who are with us in the chat. A big shout out right off the bat to Ryan Day's Championship Beer. He gifted one membership this evening, and that membership went to Colton Weaver, one of our longtime listeners, if I recall correctly. Chris, Colton's been around for a while, so good to have good to see that go to somebody there. But good to have all of you with us this evening for what no doubt is going to be a fun show. We've got some great topics, but I would be remiss, Chris, if I didn't start off by saying what a wonderful time we had yesterday up in Fremont, Ohio at the Big Nut Scholarship festivities. It went on Friday. It went on yesterday. It went on today. And he raised a bunch of money for the scholarship fund. We got to meet a bunch of great people. Sean was there. Steely Matt was there. Buckeye Blitz was there. We got to meet him. Roy was there hanging out with us. And then we got to meet a whole bunch new friends as well. And I had a great time. How about yourself, Chris?
Oh, man, it was a blast. I mean, I can't wait to go back, Eric. I really can't. And again, I said it earlier, congratulations to our buddy Roy, who won one of those big drawings last night. That was awesome to hear that. But yeah, I mean, such a good time. Entertainment was really good. I'll tell you, if you have not been to Jimmy Buckets and you are in Central Northwest Ohio, guys, you got to go there. That was my first time, and Eric, I was fascinated by that venue. That was a really great place.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man. We had a great time. Great
and
music.
Big Nut's so cool to always hang out with Big Nut.
He is, dude. He is such a great ambassador for Buckeye Nation. Really good guy, and just appreciate the partner him and doing some great things for Buckeye Nation. Justin, tell us about yourself and about the 330 Sports Show before we dive into tonight's topics.
Yeah, sure. We're a podcast, obviously, like you said, based in Youngstown, Ohio. I've probably about 500 episodes or so deep. We cover a wide range of sports, but obviously we focus in Northeast Ohio mostly, like the Cleveland, the Browns, Guardians, Cavs, but we also hit a ton of Ohio State coverage earlier this year. Had Renzel on. We've had Coach Trussell on. We've had a whole host of other Ohio State, wonderful people from the university. Terrence Stiles, who coaches on the basketball team. So, just a bunch of people, and we love our Buckeyes up here in Youngstown, and we're smack right in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So,
Yeah.
Try to support up here in Northeast Ohio.
And what I love about the 330 Sports Show is you to record from a studio. So I'm often very jealous because your content sounds so good.
I apologize tonight. I'm as you can see, I'm in my basement this tonight. But yeah, we have a very, very impressive studio at Youngstown Studio, and they do a hell of a job down there. And I'm just lucky enough to record down there.
Chris and I have our eyes on doing something like that down the road a little. We've talked, and we've got some plans that we would like to create a studio with surrounding a business, and we think it would be awesome one day. So we might have to come visit you, Justin, and take a look at that setup.
Come up and do a show up in Youngstown. We'll host you up here.
That sounds like a plan, Chris.
I love it.
Should. All right, guys, let's dive into tonight's topics. We've got two really good ones, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and open it up to all of you in the chat to what we need to talk about. So let's start here tonight, guys. We just had Big Ten Media Days, and I don't know how much of it you all got to watch, but of course I'm going to watch everything Ohio State related, and of course I'm going to watch everything Scum related. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I sprinkled in a little bit of Penn State. I sprinkled in a little bit of Oregon. I sprinkled in a little bit of Nebraska. But it was one of those things that jumped off the screen and at me when Derrick Moore from the team up north took to the microphone and had some very interesting things to say about flag planting, about our national championship, about the Ohio legislator. He was not shy, gentlemen, on letting his feelings be known, which is great. Good for him. I would rather somebody tell me how they really feel than to dance around and be all politically correct. So hats off to Derrick Moore. At least we know where you stand, buddy. I get that. Again, hats off to Jeremiah Smith for letting us know where he stands too. It is already building up. That last game in November, you can feel it, man. It is building up for that, man. But Derrick Moore comes out and he says the following. He says, "Congratulations on winning, basically, but you're not really a champion." Essentially, how he got. I'll go get the exact quote, but I'll start with you first, Chris, because I know you're going to have feelings about this. Let's specifically focus on what Derrick Moore said about our championship.
Can somebody please explain something to me? Who the hell is Derrick Moore? Who is this moron? Has anybody even heard of this guy? I mean, seriously, he has the audacity to come out and say the Buckeyes championship wasn't real because they didn't beat Michigan. Let me break it down nice and slow for you, so even an idiot wearing blue and piss yellow can understand. Ohio State ran the gauntlet of the 12-team playoff. They beat two SEC powerhouses in Tennessee and Texas. They took down the number one team in the nation in Oregon. And then they took out one of the biggest brands in all of college football history in Notre Dame. They hoisted the trophy. It didn't get any realer than that. My God. What? I don't get what the guy's thinking. I mean, probably the same thing he was thinking when, I don't know, Dylan Gabriel treated the Michigan defense like it was a spring game walkthrough. Maybe that's what he was thinking. I don't know. It's really rich coming from a program that had to cheat to get where they were, that's staring down the barrel of NFL sanctions, had to replace a whole coaching staff because they cheated to get their asterisk title. That they're the biggest joke in all of college football. Derrick, listen up for just a second, you delusional idiot. Stop running your mouth. For the love of God, let Sharon Moore do the talking. Surprisingly, he actually showed a little bit of class. You're giving us bulletin board material and looking stupid the whole time you're doing it.
Keep running your mouth. I think you should keep going.
Yeah.
Just only advice. Keep your mouth shut and your helmet on, because you're going to need it come November. Idiot.
I no, take your helmet off and keep talking. That's the way I look at it. I have the exact quote in here. I'll congratulate them on the win, but it's not a real win if y'all ain't beat us.
Oh,
He's going on to
y'all ain't, Eric?
Y'all ain't. We pretty much look at it like, hey, man, y'all had an easy title run. We helped y'all along the way. So we pretty much helped y'all build back up. That's literally was his quote. Justin, your thoughts?
I'm going to come at this from both ways. So I'm with Chris. I'm with you, Eric, too. I like the fact, he's got to represent him too, But I looked up. I was like, I've heard of this guy, but he hasn't done much. So I looked it up last year. He had 16 total tackles last year, 4 total sacks. 2 of those sacks came against Alabama in the bowl game. He had 1 stat registered against the Buckeyes last November. It was a pass deflection. But where I can say he has the right to stand on is his team won last year. So he can talk from a perspective of, hey, we beat you guys, and that's all they have to go on. We came out with a ring. We came out with a trophy. We came out as a national champion. And that game did springboard us. But, it's like he's like you said, Eric, keep talking. Like you said, Chris, keep talking. Let us print that out, put it in the Woody, get our guys motivated. This guy's, by the way, you guys know where this guy's from? Where he grew up?
I have no doubt he's from Ohio.
No, he is not. He's from neither state. He's from Baltimore, Maryland, of all places, too. So it's just random, So I guess it's cool for him. He's adopted this rivalry. He's probably going to be a defensive line starter, and they've had a good run of defensive linemen. So he feels like maybe I gotta talk it before I can walk it. So I don't know. So
I am at a place this off season, gentlemen, where I want them to keep adding fuel to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it's going to take to light Ryan Day to the point where he literally considers going for 2. If we have a lead and it's out of hand, or he's like, nope, I'm just going to go for 2, man. This is a new name. I like it, though. Cheaters wear pea yellow. Well done, whoever that is.
Are we sure that's not Ryan Day's championship beard?
It might be. He
I referred to it as piss yellow.
He always has something good. I love it when he creates names and things. I love it.
That's great.
I want them to continue to add fuel to the fire. I want their arrogance to be so high when we come into Ann Arbor when we win, it's so deflating to all of them that we almost just take their soul and stomp on it. That's where I'm at right now with all of this. And so no matter what happens with the NCAA and whenever that is, we have to right this ship. We were talking about this the other, Chris. I'm pretty sure our T-shirts for that game that we're going to be selling are BTB. Beat the blue, beat the bum, beat the whatever you want to put in there for that B. That's where we're going to start. That's the slogan. Yeah, that's the slogan. Beat those bums, whatever. It's BTB. Hashtag BTB. That's where we're at, man. Yes, we're still going to Bucyrus. Absolutely. Be having a watch party there in Bucyrus. So hashtag BTB, everybody. Let's get that thing trending, man. Anyways, that was his first thing he wanted to talk about. Then he goes on to talk about the whole flag planting thing. And he says that he was just running around with the flag. Like, I'm just running around with the flag. I didn't know what was going to happen or what was going to take place here. And Sharon Moore came out and said that's not going to happen. No more of that. At least at least Sharon Moore knows what, I guess, sportsmanship should look like. Now, whether he can control all those yahoos that wear those colors or not, I don't know. Um, yeah, that's something I've been saying is when we win that game, you won't see a Buck player be planting a flag on their logo. I do not foresee Ryan Day allowing that to happen. And Sherrone Moore says we're not going to let that happen either. But Derrick Moore goes on to say, I was just running around and then a fight breaks out and yada, yada, yada. But they're so soft up there that their legislation had to make a law. Why is it that a guy from Toledo, Ohio, that's where he's from, who wouldn't answer the question, by the way, when I've called and asked multiple times and emailed his office if he's an Ohio State or a fan of the team up north. I've still not been given a clear answer from this legislation individual. Why is his poor decision as a lawmaker applied to everything that Ohio State does? To me, that is the dumbest thing I have out of thing. It was dumb to try to make the law. It was dumb that they're using it as some kind of smear tactic or trolling technique here against Ohio State and their fans. Like any of those players were like, yeah, we need to make a law about that. That's so dumb. Chris, your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm tempted to channel my inner Caden right now and tell you what I'd like to do with that flag. Cut a little promo on this guy and turn that son of a gun sideways, shine it up all nice and polished, shove it right up. Anyhow, you know exactly what he was doing. He's not that stupid, although his vocabulary might indicate otherwise. He's not that stupid. He can't be. He knew exactly what he was doing. They had it in mind. They were intentionally trying to show up the team. And you know what? I'm glad Jack Sawyer went out there and did what he did. The only thing sad about it is he didn't knock the guy out in the process. Because that guy went out there to try the problem. He did. Then they're crying about the use of tear gas on the field. Well, guess what? You brought it on yourself, idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, the whole legislative thing, I agree with you, Eric. That was stupid. We know exactly what. I 100% believe this guy's a Michigan fan. 100%.
Josh Williams is his name.
And as far as why they're running with that, is because that's all they've got to run with. That and 13-10 is their entire life because they know that the entire kingdom's coming crashing down around them. So they're going to run with the two things they got. 13-10 and your stupid lawmaker. That's it. I mean, that's all there is to
it. Justin, what are your thoughts on this, man? Them using it as I guess you could say ammo again.
Well, let me just address the legislative stuff too, because we had a legislator here in the Youngstown area try to put out the whole like no top 5 games could be played before 3:30. The only reason these lawmakers do this is because they know Ohio State, anytime it gets on social media or in the news, it's going to draw eyes. You know, Ohio State, the Buckeyes draw eyes. That's all these guys are trying to do is, you know, win over some Ohio State fans, good or bad. And that's all it is. But like with the whole, Derrick Moore thing, first of all, I don't know if anyone's ever tried to plant a flag in AstroTurf or fake grass too. It doesn't work. But obviously, like you guys said, they're doing it just to get under our skin, and obviously it worked to a degree. But you know, at the end of the day, we got to remember that a little bit, but we also just got to move on and just beat their ass in November.
Yeah.
You know, take care of business on the field. You don't have to worry about flag planting anymore.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And you know, it's funny because you go back to that incident in your mind, right? I was there, so I was physically at the game, Justin, and the emotion and anger from Ohio State fans, and then the players, And
Yeah.
when the players led by Jack Sawyer, I think some of the other ones,
Igbinosun, I think.
Davison Igbinosun was in on it big
Yeah.
time too. When they after it, did it get ugly? Yeah, it got ugly. But I'm here to tell you, being in the it was ugly in the stands too. And Ryan Day's beard brings up a really interesting comment that I want to throw up here. This whole rivalry is ridiculously toxic. We hate each other, and I miss when it was just about the game. It's irrationally toxic now. The entire offseason, each fan base wants to choke the other. I've been reading a lot about Woody Hayes, and you can't learn and dive into the life of Woody Hayes without learning about his relationship with Bo Schembechler. When it came to that game, those two guys were bitter rivals and enemies. But outside of that game, they were good friends.
Yeah.
And there used to be this level of respect between the two programs. It's no longer there now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to blame social media for that. I think social media is the trigger that has pushed this thing over from healthy hatred of respect to just all out anger, vitriol, disrespect, and it's gotten ugly. It is ugly now. Do you agree or disagree, or why? Chris?
Well,
Go ahead, Chris.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, all you got to do is look at my social media account to know. How many times has Facebook shut me down because a whiny Michigan fan has reported me to Facebook for hate speech for saying something about that team? Or how many times has one of their demented gone on there and chopped up a video or a picture of me or of you or of TG or of Sean and does with it? Or most recently, somebody took a picture of my son from my Facebook account, which was a step too far. And thank goodness the person who was actually a Michigan fan but was the moderator of this site, he got it, found out about it, and he pulled it and kicked them off. But you've got all these keyboard warriors and telephone tough guys out there now who want to go out there and run their mouth. And do I hate Michigan? Absolutely. I 100% hate that. I hate that team. That I'm here to tell you, I don't hate the state of Michigan. I hate the university. I hate the team. I've gotten to the point where I'm starting to truly hate the fans, and I feel bad about that. I do feel bad that I hate the fans. Dislike them during the football season. But the way that the majority of their fan base has acted, a way the majority of their fan base approaches things, has led me to truly despise the fan base as a whole. We've got a few people, Eric, and you and I know a few, obviously Burks, Jerry. These guys are really good dudes. Outside of that, I can't think of one that I can say something positive about. And I do believe 100% what you're saying is accurate. It is social media that has left this, because there is zero accountability when you get on there and run your mouth.
Right.
None. And you get to that point, like I said, with the guy who, took the picture of my son off social media this last week. You get to a point where you cross a line that you can't come back from. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would have liked to have ripped this guy apart when I saw him. But yeah, the social media aspect of this has destroyed the rivalry, I think, completely. At least finished it off. I think a lot of us were angry with the cheating scandal. I think that tainted the rivalry. The social media and how things have progressed over the last few years, I think, has really finished it off. And I agree. And I'm going to say something that's not going to be very popular. And I think we're going to see a lot of people maybe in the chat who are going to disagree with me. and you guys maybe even disagree with me, I think it's time to move on from it. It is so toxic. I think it's time to move on from it. I would not be disposed to see Michigan in another conference.
Justin, your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to start with saying I like what you said about Woody and Bo to begin this. Even when Tressel took over, it wasn't hating Michigan. It was about we're going to beat them on the field, and we're going to focus our efforts to do everything we can to beat them. It wasn't this hate, though. It was like this ingrained respect. Yeah, you hate the uniform. You don't like them on the field, But like Chris said, social media has taken this fire and thrown gasoline on it, and there's no, you post something on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and you can't have a normal conversation with someone. It can't be banter anymore. It's got to be either I love this team or I hate this team. We got to find some mutual ground that, we both love our squads. This is what fandom is about. But at the end of the day, if someone's taking pictures, like you said, of your son and doing that, like there comes a line where you can't cross, and that's getting to a ridiculous level.
My concern is that we are one crazy person away from a really bad end.
Yeah.
That's my concern. And, it was a couple years ago. Remember, there was a Michigan fan who got arrested for threatening that he was going to kill, was it Ryan Day or was it Urban Meyer or some of the players? And he got arrested and charged for that because of what he put on social media. But there's, in the day and age in which we live, and there's a aspect of this too, and I'm not going to get preachy, but we have to, you almost have to have your head on a swivel all the time. And with this much buildup that's happening between these fan bases and within the fan base itself at times, somebody who's off his rocker is going to do something stupid. That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, Eric, I mean, even look at our own fan base. I hate to point fingers at just Michigan, but look at our own fan base. If Ryan Day had to hire security outside his own house, after the Michigan loss, to protect his family, there's something wrong. There's something wrong there. Like at the end of the day, we all want to win football games. We all want the best product on the field. But at the end of the day, if you're putting people's lives and people's families in jeopardy, then we've gone too far.
Yeah, 100% agree. And those people, those are the ones that, I'm not someone who says you should cancel people. I think that that's one of the weakest things you could possibly do. But you cross that level, those people need to be canceled 100%, absolutely. I think that there's ways, there should be rules and laws put in place to where if you say something threatening to a coach or a player, it's one thing to say, you made a bad mistake here. I don't like this player. I think that was a dumb, or what's Ryan Day doing here in this situation? It's a whole nother thing to attack his children, his family, and threaten him. Those people should never be allowed on campus, period. They should be banned from Ohio State University. All right, I don't want to spend any more time on this, but to me, that was the big story coming out of Big Ten Media Days, outside the fact that Ryan Day looks super confident. That man, when he got that giant monkey off his back when he won the national championship, he's walking with a different walk. He speaks with a different cadence, man. Go ahead.
Did he almost come off as a little bit snarky when that reporter asked him, what do you got to do to beat Michigan? He's like,
yeah, you score more points.
Love it. That was the greatest thing I have ever heard.
Correctamundo. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's move on to tonight's next topic here. The QB competition. Guys, camp starts Thursday.
Yeah.
fall camp begins this Thursday at Ohio State. Chris and I are making plans to go watch practice this weekend. We're gonna have hopefully some content that's created out of that. Looking at that. But that being said, that means the quarterback competition officially takes the last stage, if you will. I do not expect this thing. Number one, we'll start here. I do not expect this quarterback competition to go into the season. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, we're all in agreement. No, it does not. Which means at some point during camp, Ryan's going to pick a starter. When do you think that will be? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 4 weeks? Is it the week before Texas? When do you think you will hear Ryan Day has announced who the starter is going to be for Texas? Either one of you, jump in.
August 12th.
That's the same day I had, honestly.
What?
I'm saying August 12th.
You
guys got me pulling up a calendar. What's going on August 12th?
I think they used to do their press conferences on Wednesday. I think they bumped them to Tuesday.
Yes.
So I feel like, I don't know, just feels right. That's about 2.5 weeks out.
Yeah, and you want your first to get the first team reps. It's not like we're going into a cake first game like we normally do. You've got a legitimate game against Texas. You have to have that first team guy ready. So that's why I went with that same date.
Sage, I'm going to lean with you. He says he gives me August 20th. So if I'm going to look at a date, I will say, okay, August 19th then. That's the week later. So I'll go with you on that. Give me another week. And here's why I believe it's going to take one more week. I think Lincoln Keenholz is actually better than we think he is.
I agree.
I don't think there's you've not heard anybody leak anything. Usually by now, if there's a major flaw in someone's game, it comes out by now.
Yeah.
I think also one of the mistakes I've made, I'll say I'm guilty of this, is I still go back to 2 years ago in the bowl game against Missouri, and I see how woefully unprepared he looked. And that's unfair of me to apply that to a true freshman who got zero, and I mean zero, first team reps going into that situation. He was woefully unprepared. I don't think that's the Lincoln Keenholz who is pushing Julian Sain for the starting position. So I think they're going to take an extra week to really examine this thing and kind of let this play out a little bit longer. Who's it going to be and why? We'll start there. If you're a fan, Justin.
I mean, it's Julian Sain, and nothing against Lincoln Keenholz. I think all due respect to him, he is a phenomenal athlete. I think he was the Gatorade Player of the Year in high school sports out of South Dakota, like playing three different sports, could probably play all three at the college level. But in my opinion, you have a guy, I call him second year guys. I don't want to say redshirt sophomore or whatever, or redshirt freshman, who was recruited by Nick Saban in Alabama to be his, next in line, probably would be starting this year after Jalen Milroe. Nick Saban retires. He calls Ryan Day and asks if he has a spot available. That confidence, and he fits the mold of he doesn't have quite the mold of a CJ Stroud, but he fits the mold of a Ryan Day quarterback, a cerebral, smart, strong arm quarterback that can analyze the field, look at, and he has all that pedigree. He played in a very good conference in California. He's got all the makeup to be, a success. And I mean, all he's got to do is be a good point guard. You got all the weapons in the world, but I'll let you guys talk on that. But that's kind of my real quick 2 cents on Julian Sain.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Julian Sain, but I've seen a few people say in the chat, these are guys who have two very different skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the high end arm talent, the elite processing, the ceiling that excites these NFL scouts about Julian Sayin. And that's one of the reasons I think that he gets the starting job. But you're going to see packages like Devin Brown. You're going to see, I think, packages in short yardage situations and goal line situations where you might see Lincoln come in PO, because there's no doubt that he's a strong leader. He's fairly consistent. He's got growing confidence. And more than anything, he is a superb athlete. So I do believe that Sayin gets the nod. I do believe that there are packages for Keenholz to help him get playing time. But for me, ultimately, and it's going to be very similar to what Justin just said, I'm going to take the Jeremiah Smith take on this, man. Just like he said at media days, it really doesn't matter who you throw in at quarterback. Whoever the quarterback is, they are going to be surrounded by great tools around them to be successful. And then all you got to do is get the ball to the playmaker. Like Justin was saying, simply there. If you can play point guard and complete the routine plays routinely, be a very successful quarterback no matter who's there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, maybe not so much in Texas, but at least well, let me rephrase this. I'm going to, instead of being a question, I'm going to make a statement. We better see both quarterbacks play we better see whoever doesn't win get a ton of playing time against Grambling in Ohio.
Absolutely. We need that.
You need both guys ready to roll this season, because I'm here to tell you we got incredibly lucky last season that Will Howard was able to play the entire season. That typically doesn't happen. And look at Georgia, for instance, right? And they did not look like a football team with a quarterback who played a whole heck of a lot more than what Ryan Day's backup quarterbacks usually play. Mm-hmm. And it's another reason why it feels like every other year, if not every year, but every other year, we go into the season saying, who's going to be the starting quarterback? He's got hardly any reps, any game reps. So I'm one of those guys where it's like, okay, if we're winning by 3 scores at halftime against Grambling and Ohio U, put the other guy in and run the same dang offense. Don't pull the reins back. You let them play. Give them some reps with the first team, even, if you will. And then by the time we're up 4 or 5 scores in the fourth quarter, guess what? You should be playing TSA next, man. TSC, sorry.
TSC.
Yeah.
TSA. TSC. So it's Taven St. Clair, right? So you need to give him game reps as well, because we cannot continue to put ourselves behind the 8 ball at starting position. And boy, I hope it doesn't burn us going up against Texas in game 1 like this, because even though Arch has not played a ton of football, he's played a whole heck of a lot more at the collegiate level than what Julian Sayin and or Lincoln Keenholz has. And that's absolute. So I need to see Ryan Day play these guys more. And so when you have those opportunities against a Grambling, against an Ohio U, play them.
Yep.
All right. Anything else on this quarterback battle that you want to highlight or talk about?
I don't really think so. I mean, just in my opinion, I think Julian's saying, he's got to be the guy. I've seen some people might not like this comparison, but I've seen him compared to JJ McCarthy. I've seen him compared to Bryce Young. I've seen him compared to Mac Jones. But those are the 3 comparisons I keep hearing. The one comparison I hear for Lincoln Keenholz is a little bit out there for me, is Joe Burrow. And I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I would love to see that, but maybe we'll have our Dwayne Haskins and Keenholz will transfer out and win the Heisman somewhere else while we win a national title next year.
Yeah. I look at it like this, and Justin touched on it earlier. This is a kid that and saying that Nick Saban, arguably the greatest college football coach of all time, tapped to be his starting quarterback. That tells you something about the kid's makeup and character right there.
Right.
Now you've taken this kid who has the potential that Saban liked, and you've put him with possibly the greatest offensive mind of our generation in Ryan Day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how this goes wrong. I just don't.
I love your guys' confidence. A $2 holla from Bobby Mack. He says, Justin, my man, what are you sipping, brother?
Oh, I poured a little Weller Antique. That's the Weller Red Label for anybody that's familiar. It's good stuff. Hard to find. It's good stuff, though.
There you go. There you go. All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, ladies and gents, we're opening it up to the chat. You got questions, you got a topic you want us to discuss. We want to hear from you guys. This is your opportunity to kind of produce the show now. So we're going to play a quick commercial. We'll be right back, everybody, and that's what we're going to dive into. The OHIO podcast is brought to you by Mastermind. Mastermind specializes in 360-degree, high-definition mobile video mapping, GIS integration, and traffic safety studies. Mastermind cares about traffic safety and keeping you safe on the roadway. Visit Mastermind at onlinemastermind.com.
Hey, Buckeye Nation. The OHIO podcast is thrilled to partner with Export Mouthguards, the innovators redefining protection in contact sports. Introducing the Ninja Pro Mouthguard, the strongest and most advanced mouthguard on the market. Engineered by dental experts, it's designed to deliver elite protection with a sleek, low-profile fit. Made with carbon fiber and multi-layer construction, it's impact tested to keep you safe from even the hardest hits. But that's not all. The Ninja Pro is 3D printed for 100% custom fit, offering unbeatable comfort and security for any athlete. From football to MMA, dominate your game with confidence while safeguarding your teeth and jaw. Getting started is easy. Use our home impression kit to create your custom fit and enjoy prepaid shipping. It's protection delivered right to your door. Plus, with a 1-year warranty and 100% satisfaction guarantee, and proudly made in the USA, the Ninja Pro is your ultimate defense on the field or in the ring. And here's the best part. When you visit exportguards.com, use promo code OHIO at checkout to get 20% off your purchase. That's right, 20% off elite protection made just for you. Protect your game, protect your future. Choose Export Ninja Pro Mouthguards, where innovation meets protection. Head to exportguards.com and use promo code OHIO today.
All right, we want to thank Mastermind as well as Export Mouthguards. Guys, I'm telling you right now, Export, do you guys know that they also are the advertiser over on the Bobby Carpenter show?
Nice.
Yes, I
What
did
you
know that.
didn't know is they don't get as big of a discount as you all do for using our promo code at OHIO. How is that possible? That's because my older brother is the president of the company. That's how.
I
So if
could have
you're gonna,
used one of those back in high school.
right? Well,
The
here's
cheap
what's
ones we used to use.
Here's what's crazy, Justin. They have developed. It's Ole Miss is the college that they worked with. They developed a chip that goes in that little front part that's got the X on the front, and you can download an app, and in live time you'll be able to see the impact the player takes through the mouth guard, because when a player's hitting the helmet, all of the force goes through the mouth. A lot of people don't know that, and so the mouth guard will be able to, in live time, real time, give you that information. So obviously the trainers, athletic trainers, will have that app downloaded and they'll be monitoring this. But the NFL is thinking about making this permanent for their players.
Interesting.
So get on board now, ladies and gents. Get that mouth guard, Export Mouth Guards, and take 20% off because you know the president's little brother. All right, I got some questions starred already, and then I'll go back through some of these. But It wouldn't be the OHIO podcast if someone didn't say Tyler wants to know what the punishment's going to be. Well, you all know Mike, Chris, and my idea of what the punishment's going to be. Justin, we don't know what you think the punishment's going to be for the team. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I have my own idea what the punishment should be, but what I think it will be a little different. I change kind of week to week but ideally, what I think it should be is a minimum of a 6-game suspension for Sharon Moore, minimum. I also believe Michigan should be recruiting, like they're recruiting. Their coaches should not be able to go on the road for a full year. And personally, I think they should have a 1 or 2 year bowl ban, season ban, I should say. That's what I think. What I think it will probably be 1 year. They'll probably up Sharon Moore's to like 4 games. I think maybe the first 4 games, but hopefully I'm on the underside of that. So that's just my opinion.
Mika wants to know who is the lead receiver this year. Chris, go for it.
Who is what? I'm sorry.
The leading receiver this year.
Well, of course the sexy pick is going to be to go with J.J. Smith. But I think that he's going to be bracketed so much. I still think he'll get his 1,000 yards. Don't get me wrong. But don't be surprised if Brandon Ennis doesn't have a really big year in the slot. I feel like he might be the guy who can get some really big numbers. Or, and I know people are going to scratch their head with this, Max Clare. Because those two guys are going to be open a lot if you're trying to protect the outside against Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith.
Hey, Eric, can I mention one more thing on the previous question?
Yeah, go for it.
I saw some people, one person, that's weak. That's a weak take. I forgot to mention they should probably vacate the 2022 season wins, all of the wins as well. So I'll add that to my list.
Who do you think the leading receiver is going to be, Justin?
JJ. Like, not even without a hesitation, JJ. I know Carnell's there. I know Ennis is there. I know he's going to see a lot of double coverage, but give me the best player on the field all day long.
Yeah, 100%. Steely Matt says, shout out Ryan Miller. Cool story about him, Eric. Yes, I shared one of Ryan's his recruiting story with everybody. If you're interested in learning that, go back and watch the video of when Ryan was with us. Not the most recent one, but I think it was at the end of last season, Chris, if I'm not mistaken. If you go to our
at the end of this past season, because it was when we were doing the book drive, he was on with us shortly after that, right?
Yes. Go to our YouTube channel, and if you scroll down to the bottom of the YouTube channel, there at the bottom it says Buckeye Interviews. If you click on that, it's got all the interviews we've had, and TG and Sean, Chris, myself had with former players. Look up the Ryan Miller one, and you'll get to hear the story of how he became a Buckeye despite playing high school at Allen Park, Michigan. That's where he was from. How Cooper was able to persuade him to be a Buckeye. J-Carb 305. I trust Day 100% on the QB decision. He's nailed it every time as head coach. Don't know how people still doubt him. That is a great point.
Can I push back on that?
Oh, sure.
I was going to say McCord and McCarthy. But I agree. I agree with that statement. So I trust Day 95%.
Okay. Well, again, I don't know how much of the McCord thing is to be Brian Day.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the same highlight films of McCord, and McCord's high school film looked better. McCarthy had a hitch in his arm that probably irritated Ryan Day to no end being a quarterback coach. And again, our former co-host Aaron Brown used to say McCord was a 5-star. He was also throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. in high school.
Yep.
So he was a 3-star with a 5-star receiver.
That's what he used to say. Yes, 100%. We've got some new people in the chat, Justin, asking who you are, where you're from. Tell everybody again what you do, where you're from, man.
Yeah, I'm outside. I live in Canfield, Ohio, which is outside of Youngstown. I host a podcast, just a hobby, a fun hobby that's become a 5-year project now. Used to be a former basketball coach, and now I work for a family nonprofit, but I host a podcast once or twice a week. Throughout the year, I've probably done 500 episodes now. So all on the social, like every social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, 330 Sports Show. Give it a like, follow. We have some good. We try to have some fun, not just all sports, but we try to dip into movies and stuff. Recently had Vern Lundquist on, which was awesome. So love, just we try to like expand outside of just Northeast Ohio stuff.
And real quick, just so for those of you who don't know, a fun fact about Canfield, they have a county fair that I'm going to tell you right now, at least it used to rival the state fair.
Yeah, it's the second biggest
fair is that good.
It is, yeah. I think it draws about 400,000 to 500,000 people in like a 6-day. It's pretty legit. I live about a mile from there too, so very legit.
Andre Green says Carnell Tate could have a breakout season. I want each of you to give me a breakout player in 2025 for the Buckeyes.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think for me, I honestly feel like it's probably going to be one of two guys. I think it's either going to be Brandon Ennis or guys James People. Man, that guy.
Yeah, good answer.
That guy is looking tough. That dude is shit. He and I don't know how much they're going to split the time because they've got the 3 backs who I think all are going to see playing time, which kind of, I think that leans me more towards Ennis. But I think either of those is a good option.
I like that running back pick. I'll go on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to say Arvell Reese is going to have a big year. I know he is. He's a freak like Styles, but maybe even bigger and faster and stronger. So I'm going to say he's going to have a huge year.
What about an offensive lineman? How about Austin Sfairveld?
Yeah.
I think I have heard nothing but just amazing stuff about him all off season.
Do we know what position he's slotted at right now? Is he an interior guy or is he going to bump out?
Right tackle.
He's going to be a tackle.
Right tackle.
Okay.
Yep. I heard he locked it up already.
Okay.
Yeah, that he's going to be the right tackle. I love this so much, guys. Well, that last one was Bobby. Now I can't screw up. I'm like almost 100 comments behind already. He said 2 1,000-yard receivers or 2 750. What do you think is more likely? 2 1,000-yard receivers again, or 3 at 750 more?
I think the 3 at 750 or more is, and again,
who's the third?
Who's the be at the end?
Okay, you're going Max Clare then. I was going to say, who's going to be the one that gets the third one then?
I would agree with that because what do they always say? Like a new quarterback, young quarterback, their best friend is the tight end, and watching some of Sayan's highlights from spring game, I wasn't like totally locked in for the spring game, but going back and stuff, he can throw that seam route down the middle very well. Max Clare is going to have a monster year.
DK, man, Purdue 2022 Big Ten football championship. If they vacate the Big Ten championship, does Purdue get a banner? In your mind, would you be like, hang the banner for Purdue? I am. I'm like, hang it up, boys.
Come on, Eric. I would
give that choo-choo train a banner.
I would love to, but I would love that for DK. I'd love that for the Purdue fans. Sadly, there's a difference between vacating and forfeiting, because when you vacate a victory, the win is vacated, but the loss is not. The loss still hangs. The only way the loss goes away is if they forfeit the game. I do not see the NCAA forfeiting as much as I'd like them to.
How the hell did I forget Purdue was that good, that recent?
Right?
It happens so rarely.
That's crazy. You could have given me 5 guesses. I would have never said Purdue was in the Big Ten title game. I completely.
But in all fairness, were they like 8-4 in the Big Ten title game?
That's probably right.
Buck Vader says, "Who do you think will be the surprise star this season?" We kind of already answered that question with the previous one, but let's go ahead and twist this a little bit. Give me defensive MVP and offensive MVP for the season if you were to be a betting man.
I think it's simple. You've got the best offensive player in the country, and you got the best defensive player in the country.
Okay, if it's not them, take JJ out. Not
Take
JJ.
Caleb out.
Yeah, take Caleb Downs and JJ out. Give me your second ones then.
For me, I'm gonna surprise. I'm gonna go Julian because somebody's diming that ball out there. So I'm gonna go Julian and give me Sonny.
I'm going to go with your running back pick earlier. I'm going to go Peoples. I think, we're going to have to run the ball this year. We're going to have to run it a lot, I think. I think last year we were like 53% run, 47% pass, something like that. But, someone's got to make up for Judkins and Henderson leaving. And, I think it's going to be him. On the defense side of the ball, I already said I think Arvell Reese is going to have a big year, but I think the MVP – I'm going to go with, outside of Caleb Downs, I'm going to go. Give me one of the new defensive ends. Pick your poison with the defensive ends.
Give him 4.
Yeah, one of the defensive linemen have to step up, and all 4 guys off to the someone new's got to step up. Houston.
Kenyatta Jackson Jr. got some play at Big Ten Media Days from the players talking about how yoked he is. So, JJ Smith, 20 touchdowns, yes or no?
No.
I'd
say
one with probably closer to 12 to 14, maybe.
I would say like 14 and a half should be the over-under, somewhere like that.
Buck Vader wants you guys to predict who's going to be starting safety beside Caleb Downs.
McLean.
Yeah, I think it's going to be McLean as well. Although Malik Hartford, from what I've heard, is pushing.
Yeah.
All right. Question for Ryan Day's Championship Beard. If you vacate a trophy, do you keep it for a piece of hardware or does it go back to where it came from? I believe it goes back, does it?
They take it away.
Yeah, they took Reggie Bush's away.
Yeah.
They finally gave it back, but Michigan's not getting that one back.
I don't know how this reminded me of the story of Joe Paterno's statue. Did you guys ever hear about the story of Joe Paterno's statue? When they took it away, they hid it, and it was like the mystery of the students trying to find where it was, and eventually they found it, and it was in some random garage, like some random guy's garage who was storing it. Like, not locked, not under key, just under a tarp in a garage, like some random guy's garage. It was like he worked for like the crew or whatever. Like unbelievable. Go look that story up. It is wild, man. Let's see here. I should have kept going, but I got excited about that. Let's see what other questions are flying through the chat. Tyler, he's got James Peoples as the offensive MVP, Kenyatta Jackson Jr. as the defensive MVP. Ed Rogers, there's a reason to talk about Peyton Pierce. Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Chris, go for it, man.
This kid is going to see the field often. He is just so naturally gifted, so amazing. And you know what? He's Laurinaitis' boy, man. That's a guy who Laurinaitis really wanted. He went out and got him. I feel that for me, I think this kid sees serious playing time right out of the gate. Maybe even as if we run some 3 linebacker sets, I can see him being the number 3.
Yeah. Cosign. I agree with all that.
Chat talk us trying to have a game meetup. We'll look into it. We're going to have a game watch. The game, the rivalry game. We're going to Bucyrus, Ohio, to the pizza
Baker's
joint
Pizza.
there.
Baker's
And
Pizza.
Baker's and the back room, and we're going to do a preview, and we're going to have giveaways and all kinds of good stuff that day. It's going to be a ruckus crowd. Chris said we're going to be bringing some kind of memorabilia from the team up north, wipe our feet on. That'll be a lot of fun. So it's going to be crazy. Make sure you mark your calendars for that. If you guys aren't doing anything else, go to Bucyrus, Ohio. Let's see here. Sean Schrock, he's got Sayan as offensive MVP, Downs as defensive MVP. Definitely could see that happen.
If that happens, we're 11-1 minimum. If that's the case,
is that for real, Sean? Texas tickets are going as much as $1,000 per ticket.
Wow,
That is real.
Good thing my buddy's got season tickets, and he asked if I wanted to go.
I actually saw a ticket online earlier for $1,300. It was in section. It was right around the 35-yard line in section AA.
Bobby Mack says I might have a tailgate for the OU game. Maybe we just have the meetup with you, Bobby Mack. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's what we do. Let's see here. Keeping it rolling tonight. Someone said, who was it? Sean says Baker's Pizza is the bomb. Here's how I describe Baker's Pizza.
Fire pizza, man.
Here's how I describe Baker's Pizza. It is Donato's pizza when Donato's used to be really good. Do you remember as a kid how good Donato's pizza was? And now it's nowhere near what it used to be.
That was the way they seasoned the sauce.
If you guys want to talk pizza, I'm sorry. I got to brag. Like Youngstown, there's no better pizza in the country than Youngstown.
They've got some. Well, first of all, I lived in New York, so let me tell you, there is better pizza, having lived both places. Youngstown was a close second. I'm trying to remember that. I remember some really good pizza up there. There was the place out in Howland that was really good. The name of that place to save my life, but that was a really good place. And then actually right there on 224 as you're headed as you're headed east out of Youngstown. I can't remember the name.
Well, I'll send you guys a whole list if you want to post that out for any of your Youngstown viewers. There's some good stuff. Good stuff.
Bobby Mack, my blood pressure does not need this right now. I can handle a Portnoy discussion right now.
Portnoy's been to Youngstown a couple times. I'm not a big fan of Dave Portnoy, so I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, well, let's do tell. We were talking about him last week. What do you think about him on Fox?
I hate it. I get it for ratings purposes, but I used to be like I'm a little annoyed with like Game Day and stuff, but Game Day to me, I still go back to it. I get a little annoyed with Desmond Howard, obviously, but for a little bit of an SEC bias there too. Disney, ABC own the rights to that, so they're going to focus on that. But Portnoy, I that's just like they're trying to make that their McAfee.
Yeah,
and I think it's lame personally.
It's a Temu version of McAfee. Let's call it like it, man. Fox was doing such a good job of being different.
Yes,
and creating their niche and actually like punching through the numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
And this move, I think, alienates a lot of people.
It reeks of desperation, Eric. It does. It reeks of desperation. This guy doesn't know his backside from a hole in the ground, yet alone know anything about football. The guy's an idiot.
He's just a blind. You can call him whatever you want, but it probably still won't be enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and I heard what you said a week ago, Chris. Like, the dude at some point will forget that he's on a cable network news channel, and he will pop off.
Yes.
And he will get Fox in trouble.
He lasted one day with ESPN. 1 day.
didn't know he was with them.
Barstool had signed a contract with ESPN. They did one show. That's all they did.
Hopefully that's it for Fox too.
Breaking news, Intrinsic. He was just on the Buckeye Lounge with Sean and TG. He is reporting that the team up north will expect news this week. This was just 4 minutes ago, and boy, he's been on that story. So that's very interesting. That's interesting to hear. Bradley says, I hope Urban alphas him all day. Dude, here's the thing. Urban knows ball. He knows more. He's forgotten more ball than Portnoy ever could hope. All Portnoy's going to be able to do is come in and talk trash. That's all he's going to be able to do. Urban's just going to talk circles around him when it comes to X's and O's. And he'll be able to take emotion out of it. But I'll say this. I don't know how long Urban's gonna put up with that kind of stuff either.
Urban may go Woody Hayes on him.
All Urban has to do is say 7-0. He's like, why are you talking shit to me? I went 7-0 against your ass. Just get out of here, get out of here, Dave. You had to come back to make this rivalry a thing.
And he won't be louder than Urban. Bet on that. Urban may not start out
loud,
hypocritical, but Urban will get loud.
He's so hypocritical too. He's like, Ohio State's spending all this money, and then in the offseason, he's like, I'll give Bryce Underwood $10 million for 3 years or whatever. So he's just a hypocritical ass and does whatever's best for his brand. I totally get that as a businessman, but on TV, nope, don't want to see his face.
Buckeye Pay says, I like B-Deck in the covered area at the shoe. Okay, hot take here. B-Deck is B-Deck is great. It in the first 2 rows. That's it. Once you get moving back in B-Deck, your vision of the field is completely it's terrible. But I understand why you would like B-Deck. But if you're going to like B-Deck, you're going to love D-Deck.
D-Deck first rows.
Oh, yeah. D-Deck is the secret spot, dude.
D-Deck, it's what is it, box 17, 19, and it's 17 and 19 has the box, and then the other end on the same side they got the boxes where they actually have the folding chairs in the first 2-3 rows. Yeah.
Yep. I sat there for the Notre Dame game a couple years ago. It was the best seats ever.
They're the best, aren't they, Justin? They are the cat's meow. I'm telling you, man, they're the bee's knees. I look for those seats every time if I'm going to get tickets.
Maybe we shouldn't be talking about this.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
We had those for what? Toledo? Was that the one we went to where we had those?
We had them for Iowa.
Yep.
To the Iowa game together, we had those. Toledo, we had those.
Pretty good too.
Yeah. Anyways, that's I saw that comment and I was like, yeah, there needs to be. Let's see. Other comments here as we through these. While I'm looking, Justin, do you have anything about the show or any news coming up you want to plug?
Actually, he was supposed to be on tomorrow, but we bumped it. Steve Hellwagon of 24/7 Bucknuts on Tuesday. So he'll be kind of giving some updates from Vegas, some of the things he saw from media days. So that's kind of the Ohio State stuff we have planned this week coming up.
Andre's saying, I would much rather watch the Big Ten Network than the Big Noon Kickoff anyway. Let me ask you guys this question, chat. Chris and I were talking about this yesterday.
Let the cat out of the bag?
No, because I don't want to. No, you're right. That's probably not a good idea.
I say we wait till the week of before we pop that out there.
You're right. We've been mulling over something, chat, that I think you all are going to really, really like. All right, guys. Steve Hellwagon did a great trip to Hulk Hogan. Oh my gosh, how are we not talking about this? This isn't Ohio State related, but your number one Hulk Hogan memory. Ooh. Chat, I want to hear it. What's your number one Hulk Hogan memory? Chris, I know you look like you're about to cry.
No, I was never a huge Hulk Hogan fan.
Come on, brother.
No, I mean he was good for what he did. I was always more the Southern wrestling, the NWA wrestling. That was my thing. But for me, if I was gonna have one, Tyler mentions a good one there with Andre. Man, possibly maybe the heel turn he did when he was in WCW, because you never thought that he was going to ever turn heel, and he did the heel turn. I thought that was one of the greatest, I guess, twists to a plot line, I think, in wrestling. So that would be mine. Either that or the little kid who came into his surf shop. I always love seeing that video. The little kid that comes into the surf shop, that's amazing.
Yeah, I can't I watched a little bit of wrestling here and there. I was never a wrestling fan, but the one thing I can say is that guy, whether you like him politically or off what, some of the stuff he's done, that guy transcended wrestling into like pop culture and like mainstream society, that everybody knew who Hulk Hogan was. It was kind of one of things like late 80s to probably like early 2000s, especially. I mean, he had a hell of a run. He was on a couple movies and, just had his own brand basically. And I just think of the old brother, you just hear random people still to this day say that.
I remember back when they had what was called Saturday Night Main Event.
They brought that back, Eric.
I know they recently brought it back.
Yeah, that was great on the
and I remember going to sleep because I was a little kid. My dad coming in and waking me up and saying, "Okay, Hulk Hogan ready to wrestle." And I jump out of bed and I run back into the living room in my little probably PJs or whatever I was wearing. And it was Hulk Hogan versus who was the guy who would count 5? Big guy with the black singlet. It wasn't Andre the Giant. Bald head.
Oh, King
Kong Bundy in a steel cage match on Saturday Night Main Event. I remember that so vividly as a kid, waking up and watching that. And that was that was yeah. I'll be taking my pills as soon as I'm done with the show, honey.
But Eric, you should remind Sarah that all the little kids that run around the schools and say "bruh" to her now, yeah, they probably learned that from Hulk Hogan. He's the one who started that "bruh" stuff.
Sarah says, "Don't lie, they were Hulk underoos." Probably Bigfoot, like the monster truck. I remember having
He
Bigfoot.
had the monster truck, yeah.
I remember having the Bigfoot monster truck undies when I was a kid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man.
How did we get off topic?
I don't know, but here we are. Guys, this has been a great show. We have had a ton of fun tonight. Man, we were well over 100 people watching between YouTube and X, and still over 100 people right now. But thank you so much. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. It's been awesome once again to have Justin on. It's been a couple years, and it's great catching up with you, man. Bobby Mac, $2 super chat. Don't make us pictures of that, Boggs.
Just wait till you see him in his Nebraska thong, Bobby.
That'll never happen, thankfully. We don't play them this year, thankfully, so we don't have to make a terrible Nebraska thong bet with Geoff and Lincoln. Troy, there it is. This is what you on tonight, guys. Oh, Andre, I see your chat, man. We hear you. We're coming up with something I think you're gonna love, guys. Justin, it's gonna awesome, like I said, to have you back once again, man. I think what we need to do is we need to get you back on a Sunday night during the season.
Yeah,
when we do our post game show. I'll have to mark that down. We usually have 3 of the home team and then 1 guest, a group of 4, and we go over the games the previous day. So we'll have to have you back. But go check him out. And guys, he posts quite a bit of his shows are Facebook fan page as well, so you can catch them there. So make sure you follow, if you're on Facebook, follow the fan page, the OHIO Podcast fan page, and scroll down. You'll find some 330 Sports Show stuff, and go check them out, guys. It's a lot of fun. They do a lot of great topics, not just Ohio State, but just Cleveland sports. But they have a lot of great topics. Like I said, I love it when you guys get into the movie stuff, and I can't wait to watch Happy Gilmore 2. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it's actually pretty good.
The first 45 minutes are phenomenal. The last hour is a little shaky, but it's still entertaining. That's what it's all about.
Yep. Buckeye Pay's got one more question for us. Where has Corey been? Corey's been taking some time off. Took some personal time off. We are in contact with him, so it's not like he's left us or anything, but he's taking some time off. I think he's really diving in, trying to build his business up, guys. So, yeah. I'm in your thoughts down there. If you're in Florida and need a painter, he's your guy, man. He's your guy. Eric had Andre the Giant underoos. Actually, Eric probably wears the same size of underoos as Andre the Giant now. So that's too much information there. Yeah.
Did you see Bobby Mack's comment up there? We talked about this, but we never produced it. But I think it's time.
Yeah, it might be. It's definitely we've definitely talked about it, so we might have to at some point here. But all right, guys, that's tonight's show. We appreciate you once again, Justin, coming on. Go check him out, everybody. If you're on Twitter at the 330 Sports Show, go follow him. That way, you guys can make sure and get every time that they drop some new content on your lap. It's a great listen. You'll love it. Thanks everybody in the chat tonight. This was a fantastic show. Lots of great interaction on the chat tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8:00 Eastern. The Wild Man will be taking a phone call. Caden is supposed to call in tomorrow night with Chris. If you all were listening Thursday night, how that all went down at the end of that show, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you don't miss tomorrow night's call-in show. It should be very, very interesting. The Buckeye Lounge will be back Tuesday night, 8:00 Eastern, with their show.
Big show.
And I think they got two huge guests coming on Tuesday. Crossing my fingers they both can make it. So make sure you check out their show Tuesday night. And, of course, I'll be back Thursday night with the call-in show as well. Nebraska Northwestern previews this week on Wednesday and Friday coming your way. That will be preview number 13 and 14. We've done 12 already. We've got 6 more to go. So check those out, everybody. Be kind to one another. Someone's OH in Carmen, Ohio, with all your heart. Till next time, guys, you all know what to do. OH!
I-O!
I-O.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.